What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We're in the building. It's Wednesday, June 7th, 2023, and I am ecstatic to come on and talk to you fine folks yet again. Let's take your pick 'em. Obviously, we are here to discuss a few plays from the pick 'em sites today across the industry. I've already gotten a few things in across the industry as well. And hopefully these couple plays that we have can help you to mix and match your way to some winners. We're going to kick this thing off with what we call winning words of wisdom. It's just an inspirational quote each day that I come across that I think is pretty cool and can hopefully help you to just continue to think positively about yourself, about the world around you, other people, and just continue to make a positive impact. So today's quote is coming from Marcus Aurelius, and it's very simple. It says, each day provides its own gifts. And I think that's so true, right? So every day, that you wake up, there's something good that can happen. The gift, life is a gift. For those of you that may have lost loved ones, all of my grandparents have passed away now. And so, being able to wake up and have family, my parents are still alive, my siblings are still alive, my kids are alive, and it's not just about that particular portion of it, but every day does provide its own gifts. And there's a little box of something waiting each day just for you. Something good can happen for you on a daily basis. Put good out, get good in. Boom shakalaka, my man, he is in the chat. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. And let's go over a quick recap. Had a special guest on yesterday. Thanks again to Deli for joining us from the prop shop. And hopefully we'll have some other members from the prop shop join me from time to time. They are always welcome on this show, as they are the ones that have helped to build that great community there in the RotoGrinders Discord. So if you're not in the prop shop, by all means, please come and join us. It is a free platform. All you have to do is have a RotoGrinders account. You do not have to have a premium subscription, although I would recommend having premium to use some of the tools. You can come, hang out with us, have a good time. Let's go over our recap for the month. It is June. We're 5, 6, and 1. 5 plays correct, 6 plays incorrect, 1 push. Yesterday did not go as planned. We had Mitch Keller facing Oakland, and he just did not have a good day. And that's really all it is to it. 7 strikeouts, mostly across the industry. He was 6.5 in certain spots, but we used the 7 total. We did not win that prop. And then Zach Eflin at 5.5 strikeouts. We wanted more than that projection. Facing Minnesota, who strikes out just as much as Oakland, and that one was a win. So we are 5, 6, and 1 on the month of June, and we are going to get this thing cranked up. So one of my first plays today that I want to discuss is Edward Cabrera. He did open at 7 on the sites across the industry. He's now down to 6.5, and that's the line. I was hoping he would bump. He has bumped. And this is what I want to do to take advantage of that. So I think this is one of the better plays on the slate today. If he bumps to 7, then obviously I'm not going to invest anymore because I've already gotten a whole lot of 6.5. But at 6.5, I do think that's a really good line for him. And obviously I'm going to be pulling up the screen share. If you guys are riding in your cars, do not worry. I will be discussing the data verbally, and hopefully it will help you make some decisions. So once again, I'm going to be using PlateIQ. PlateIQ is also a free resource this season with RotoGrinders. So I think, man, we've done a really good job of trying to give people opportunities to win as much as they can. So with Edward Cabrera on the season, 4.09 xFIP, a 29.9% K rate, a 14.2% walk rate, 52.9% ground ball rate. One of the things I do like about Edward Cabrera today, he is pitching at home, and I've talked about the fact that certain Miami pitchers have been better at home. Cabrera, Luzardo, and Sandy have all been better at home, generally speaking. And so whenever I can get him at home, I really want to make sure I can attack that. Obviously it would have been nice to get him at 5.5, but at 6.5, I still like this number, especially when I'm looking at the Kansas City Royals, who all of these guys have a fair amount of plate appearances outside of Mr. Waters in the projected lineup. But we got Prado here at a 34% K rate. Bobby Witt, 23% K rate. Pascatino at a 12% K rate. But Perez, 21, Melendez, 29, Massey, 33, Nicky Lopez, 18. He's always been a fairly low-K guy. Waters, 31, and Bradley, 21. I can definitely see the strikeouts here. We also don't have a whole lot of walks, and we also don't have a whole lot of power. So those are a couple of things that I like to look at. When I'm kind of looking at pitching, and then how is he pitching to both sides? So 27% K rate to righties, 31% K rate to lefties. Looks like he will see projected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's going to see about 7 lefties, and at least this season, that may be to his benefit. His K rate's a little bit higher than lefties this season than righties by about 4%. So I really like that so far. Then we'll go down and we'll look at the pitch mix and just see what he's throwing here. So I'm going to start from the bottom up today. We'll start with the curveball. And as we can see, not really good contact numbers from this team as a whole on the curveball. So if the curveball is working for him, obviously, he should be able to pick up some strikeouts today. I mean, we've got really low contact numbers outside of Vinny Pasquantino. These numbers are pretty dreadful here across the board. Almost the whole team pretty much is under 70% outside of 2 guys. So that's something I really like to see when I'm looking at pitching profiles. Obviously, he'll be throwing a little bit of changeup. And he's got higher contact numbers, but no one on the team is above 80%. So that gets me excited. Now, fastball, we're typically always going to see more contact numbers. That's the pitch that batters are going to see the most. He's throwing pretty high velocity, around 96 miles an hour. And then lo and behold, we've got mostly everybody under 90%. Most are under 85. So I think this is a real good spot for Cabrera today. Once again, at 6.5. This is a guy that can pick up strikeouts, sitting around a 30% K rate, 29.9 to be exact. So I really like this particular option here. And he is 6.5 around the industry. So that's Underdog, PrizePicks, Vivid. Once again, he was at 7. He's bumped down to 6.5. And unless he bumps back up to 7, he should be hovering right there at 6.5 the whole day. And so that's something that I want to take advantage of. All right, we're moving to our next one. We're going to go to a late game here. And I don't know, I don't think this is going to be a popular one around the industry, but this particular projection is the same across the sites as well. PrizePicks, Underdog, Vivid. I'm sure Sleeper has the same thing. Hot Streak as well. We've got Jaime Barria just coming back. Hasn't pitched a whole lot this season, but sitting at a 25% K rate. And today he gets to face the Chicago Cubs. And this team has also been striking out a ton of strikeouts up and down this lineup. 26% for Mastroboni, 10% for Horner, 23 for Happ, 28 for Suzuki, 21 for Swanson, 23 for Topman, 27 for Mervis, 36 for Morrell, 29 for Barnhart. So this team has some strikeouts baked in for sure. And we just need Jaime Barria to come in and just do your job. 4.25 xFIP, 25% K rate on the season so far. I am going to go to last season just so you can see the numbers. They weren't great. All right. So last season, he only had a 17% K rate, 5.16 xFIP, 6% walk rate, but the strikeouts were mostly still there for the Cubs. I think, in this particular spot, I wanted to highlight the fact that Barria wasn't great last year, but I think he's healthy. I think he's got a chance to really mow this Cubs lineup down. We're asking for 5 strikeouts here. And I'm not saying I'm not comparing him to Tyler Anderson. I definitely think he has more strikeout stuff than Tyler Anderson. And Tyler Anderson was able to pick up 5 strikeouts on yesterday. Very dreadful, as I was on below that particular projection to some of my other cards. However, I do still think Barria has a shot here. 27% K rates to lefties this season so far, 23% to righties. And look at what he's throwing, folks. Fastball, slider, changeup mostly. That's going to be his pitch mix. And so I'm really excited about that. This team, in terms of sliders, look at the contact numbers. Not hitting the slider very well. And then in terms of the lefties on the changeup, no good contact numbers mostly for the changeup outside of Nico Horner and maybe Tucker Barnhart. So this looks to be like a good opportunity for us with his pitch mix to be able to pick up some of these strikeouts here. Once again, like I said, you see the K rates here, and the fact that he's sitting at 25% on the season thus far, I think is a really, really, really good target for us today. And also, he's going to be pitching at home out there in the sunny skies of California. And guess what, folks? That leads us to our friends at Shady Rays, who can help you keep those eyes protected, whether you're in California, Texas, South Carolina, or New York. Kick off the new year with gear built to last. Our friends at Shady Rays have you covered from the sun to the slopes with premium polarized shades, customizable snow goggles, and much more. Shady Rays is an independent sunglasses company that offers a world-class product that's just as good as any expensive pair you've worn. Durable frames and extremely clear optics for outdoor adventures. That's not all. Shady Rays offers the most insane protection in all of eyewear. Every pair of sunglasses is backed by the lost and broken replacement policy. If you lose or break your pair, even on day one, they told us they will send you a brand new pair, no questions asked. Wear your Shady Rays with confidence because they have your back long after you purchase. With Shady Rays, you can look good and feel good. And to date, they've donated over 20 million meals to fight hunger with Feeding America. If you don't love them, exchange them for a new pair or return them for free within 30 days. There's no risk when you shop with Shady Rays. Their team always has your back. Exclusively for listeners of Take Your Pick'em, Shady Rays is giving out their best deal of the new year. Go to ShadyRays.com. Use the promo code RotoGrinders and get 50% off 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses. Try it for yourself. The shades rated 5 stars by over 200,000 people, folks. And so I would encourage you to go to that Shady Rays website. I have checked them out, and I will be ordering 2 pair to get my 50% off. And in fact, whenever they arrive, I will put them on maybe on air for this promotional read, and that'll give you an idea of the quality, how cool they are. At any rate, I do like. Let's move to what should be our last play of the day here, and that's going to be now John Gray. He's at 6 strikeouts, and if I'm not mistaken, he's at 6 strikeouts across the industry. I did check, and that's PrizePicks, Underdog, Vivid. He's probably at either 5.5 or 6.5 on Sleeper and Hot Streak, but at least across the what I consider kind of the main sites, Underdog, PrizePicks, and Vivid. Those are my main 3 targeted sites. He is at 6 strikeouts there. We're going to go with less than that projection. So today, he is facing the St. Louis Cardinals, and St. Louis, man, they've really been making me look pretty rough here. But I think there's going to be a low enough strikeouts in this lineup for it to make sense. We've got Donovan at 14%, Goldie at 21%, but sitting there with a lot of power. Gorman at 27%, but sitting there with a lot of power. Arenado at 20%, Contreras at 21%, Burleson at 9%, DeYoung at 24.5%, Walker at 23%, and Edmund at 15%. And then we've got Gray sitting here at a 20.1% K rate and a 4.93 xFIP, 7.9% walk rate, and a lot of that is because the Ks have picked up for him over the past few games. 21% K rate to righties, 18% K rate to lefties. And we're going to look at the pitch mix here. So he's throwing fastball around 95 miles an hour. So we look at the contact numbers here. Everybody is okay. Like he got some mixed in 73, 67, 60, 75. But overall, everybody's above an 80% K rate. Now, slider is always going to be one of those pitches that most teams don't hit well. But look at this. We've got sprinkles of 80s, sprinkles of 70s, and then we've got some 50s and 60s, 150, and then everybody else is pretty much in the 60s. So we've got 2 guys above 80%, and then we've got 2 above 70. And so we've got 4 quality hitters here for the slider, which makes me feel really good. Now, changeup, we'll see a little bit of a difference here. As we can see on the changeup, the off-speed is what they call it there. We've got some mostly everybody's under 75% outside of 2 guys, so he will be probably throwing that changeup to try to get some of those outs. We just need them to be dialed in today. All right, so but even still, I think Gray, in my opinion, I think we're a push at worst on this one. I don't think Gray's getting 7 strikeouts. So if you can find Gray at 6.5 anywhere across the industry, I really, really, really like that particular opportunity that is on the board. So let's go through our recap, talk about these plays. Once again, folks, mix and match these plays around things that you find. I will go ahead and tell you, full disclosure, my power play of the day is Cabrera and Barria. So Edward Cabrera, who we kicked off the show with at 6.5 strikeouts. We want more than that projection. We've got Jaime Barria facing the Chicago Cubs at home. Jaime's at home in LA. We've got him at 4.5 strikeouts. We want more than that projection. And that's one that I've already powered today, or made a 2 pick to get back a 3x return. That's one. Those are two of my favorite props on the day. And then we've got John Gray at 6 strikeouts facing St. Louis. We want less than that projection. Folks, you've been tuned in to Take Your Pick'em. Thanks so much for joining me. As always, come in with your pockets empty, leave with your pockets full. I'll see you tomorrow, and let's get the sweep.